Welcome to HueFin News, our daily cryptocurrency market analysis. Today is October the 26th, 2017, and we at HueFin News are not giving you guys investment advice. Neither are we investment advisors, but rather we are giving you something more phenomenal, something more important, and that is the interpretation of the cryptocurrency market through the price bars and the volume. So you guys can see overall in the market that the market cap for today is still going up. It is now at $171.4 billion. Yesterday is at 168. So a lot of money came into the cryptocurrency market today, and preferably you guys can see that Bitcoin is where a majority of that money went to. They are up 3.54%. Ethereum is also down today, 0.32. Ripple is down almost 0.5%. Bitcoin Cash also is up 2.01. Litecoin is down 0.57. Dash is down 0.78. BitConnect is up 6.24. Neo is down 1.5%. Monero is up 0.09, and Ethereum Classic is down 0.74. So one of the things that I want you guys to pay attention to today as we go throughout our analysis is the amount of volume for today. In order for $4 billion to come into the market, and then you guys will look at the volume, something doesn't necessarily make sense with the light volume that we will see for these mega cryptocurrencies. Now, maybe the money went into some of the other altcoins. That's a very possibility, but to see this light volume that I'm about to show you guys tells us that the market is about to make a major move for these cryptocurrencies. Whether that is up or down, it is still unclear. So now let's go ahead and check out Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now is up 2.82%. Last trade was at $5,886.40. So we expected Bitcoin to continue to move higher. We expected them to come between the high of $6,000 all the way down to $5,600. So the market traded sideways in between that range. But for today, you guys can see that there was some stockpile in the market, but it's not that much. So Bitcoin is still giving us minor strength right now in the market. So we're still expecting them to maybe trade sideways. It might come back up to 6,000, maybe to the highs that occurred on the 20th, 22nd, and 23rd of October, right? So just keep that out. And if the market is not giving us a push to go up while it's up here at this area, then the market will just come and touch and then move back down. What we would like to see for higher prices for Bitcoin is a push to go up bar. Let us know that a lot of the market participants has bought up all that selling, that stockpile that occurred today. But until then, we would just say that the market will be moving sideways, and we're still eyeing right around $6,100 to possibly around $5,600. But overall, we're still looking for Bitcoin to be trading sideways. So now let's go ahead and check out Ethereum. So Ethereum is up 0.08%. Last trade was at $295.49. So this is the first cryptocurrency that I want you guys to pay attention to and look at this volume. So the last 2 trading days, you guys can see that Ethereum has been trading sideways. We had this major stockpile price bar on the 24th of October, right? But the market did not give us the results that we would like to see from a bar like this. The market has just been trading sideways right here around that $290 area, which is a very crucial point for Ethereum to trade higher. So since we had these 2 days of like positive trial run bars, but today the volume is extremely light compared to the last couple of days. So it looks like Ethereum is trying to make higher highs. That's going to be our analysis for Ethereum to be making higher highs, because we did not get the expectation from this particular bar Matter of fact, the market has just been trading sideways for 2 trading days. So that tells us that the market participants are getting prepared for Ethereum to move higher. So that is going to be our analysis. So next is going to be Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash did end the day higher of 2.31%. Last trade was at $336.02. So again, Bitcoin Cash has given a stockpile, but you guys can notice that every day the market has been slowly edging higher. Today, a lot more volume has appeared for today. So it tells us as Bitcoin Cash was moving back up to that $360 area, just like it did on the 22nd, that the market got hit with stockpile, and you guys can see the result that occurred on the following day on the 23rd. So now we have extremely high volume compared to what was yesterday. So it tells us that sellers were in the market releasing or taking or selling out their Bitcoin Cash. Now the question is if the market is willing to buy up all of that selling that occurred today. If not, then expect the market to go back down. It might even come to 320, or it might even go all the way back down to 300. But overall, the market for Bitcoin Cash is still trying to move higher. So it might give us a day tomorrow to where it might come back up and touch 360 again. But if there's not enough buyers in the market at 360, then the market will just come back down again, or it might shoot higher all the way up to the open and close that occurred on that 17th and 18th of October. All in, all in all, we're continuing to say that Bitcoin Cash will trade sideways to higher. So that sideways action will include $320, but we're still keeping $300 in the back of our analysis for the fact that amount of stockpile that appeared today, to all the way up to 360 to possibly even 380. So now we're going to look at Ripple. So Ripple is down 0.09%. Last trade was at 20 cents. And Ripple is looking just like Ethereum. Traded sideways. This is the second day of traded sideways from the amount of stockpile that we received on the 24th. Tells us that the market is not that weak. So we will also be expecting Ripple to be moving higher, and that would be around 22 cents, maybe even 21 cents on our analysis, because that volume is also extremely light. So for the last 2 trading days, including the light volume today, gives us indication that Ripple will also be trading higher. So now we're going to look at Litecoin. So Litecoin is down 1.08%. Last trade, $55.45. No coincidence, light volume again for Litecoin. The market did not close higher than what it was yesterday. Volume is light, but the market is still trading around the same price vicinity as it has been from yesterday and the day before yesterday. So this light volume, today's bar is a trial run for Litecoin. So we need confirmation in order to see if the buyers are still in the market to move the market higher for Litecoin. And if so, then we're still expecting them to trade right around where it is now to possibly $60 tomorrow. Okay, that's if the trial run bar is successful. If the trial run bar is not successful, then please expect Litecoin to come back down to $52. And if the market is overly in sell-off mode, then expect it to come to 48, which is highly improbable in our analysis. But we're still expecting them to trade sideways to maybe higher due to the light volume as well, only if the buyers are still in today's market willing to push it higher. So now we are going to look at Dash. Dash is down 0.04%. Last trade was at $285.88. So again, we had a lot more higher volume for Dash today. The market did yesterday give us a precursor to weakness, and the market did move lower right here towards our analysis from yesterday's video. The low from $275, we said about $280, around that area. But the market was able to close all the way back up to the open and close from yesterday and today. But that volume is extremely high, so the sellers still might be in control of this particular market for Dash. This is kind of like a trial run bar, just like what we had for Litecoin. So you would have to be careful and get confirmation again, just like with Litecoin, in order for them to move higher. And if so, please expect $300 to be in the cards for Dash on tomorrow. But that high volume gives us indication that the market may continue to trade sideways as well. So we still got that 280 as an area of support for Dash, but given $300 as the high as well, just to give Dash enough room to trade, because we're not necessarily sure if the buyers are in control yet, because the last 2 days, including today, tells us that the sellers are trying to suppress the price of Dash. So now let's look at NEO. So NEO is down 0.70%. Last trade was at $28.25. So we have almost the same amount of volume that we did have yesterday for NEO, and it's still hovering right here around that area of support. And we're still expecting NEO to trade sideways, and that would be $26, which is kind of far. That would be an extreme level that NEO will come to. But given the light volume that we have from the stockpile, we're still aiming for NEO to be moving higher, and that's $30 as the first area, just like what occurred on the 19th. But then we're looking around $31.50, maybe to around $32. So overall, we're looking for NEO to trade sideways to maybe higher due to the light volume. So now let's check out Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is down 0.27%. Last trade was at $10.39. So Ethereum Classic did move higher today, but there wasn't enough interest to maintain prices, so the market closed lower than the close from yesterday. But the volume is extremely light, so it kind of tells us that the market participants are not interested in higher prices, and that's why the market closed lower than yesterday. So we're still expecting Ethereum Classic to continue to trade sideways, and that will be all the way back down at $10, possibly making a high back up to $11 on tomorrow. So that will be our analysis for Ethereum Classic. One of the things that's really grabbed my attention for Ethereum Classic is that light volume. The bar doesn't correspond with the light volume if the market closes higher. It gives us a divergence on the particular bar and what the volume represents for that bar. So if the market does close higher tomorrow towards our $11 area, then that tells us that there wasn't enough selling in the market today, which is why it was kind of like a trial run bar, but just the opposite direction. And you would expect the market to move higher in that situation. So that's why we just gave you $10 to $11 as the range for Ethereum Classic. And the last one for today is going to be Monero. So Monero is up 1.35% right now. Last trade was at $88.13. So looking at the daily price bar for Monero and looking at, we had that much volume from yesterday coming down to no volume the next day. It tells us that the sellers have disappeared in the market for Monero, and we would be expecting them to either move lower or higher. Now, as much energy, as much momentum it took to make the market push down with that high volume today and not to get the expectation, you would expect the market to move higher, and that will have to be our analysis for tomorrow for Monero. It's for them to trade sideways to higher, and the first area we're looking for is $95. And if not that, it might just come to the high from the 20th of October. But we're still expecting Monero to move higher simply for the light volume that we have seen today. So be prepared for the market to move. For some of our cryptocurrencies we did our analysis for higher, and others may move to sideways to even lower. So tomorrow might be a very good trading day due to the fact that we have this light volume. It is a clue, it is a sign telling us to be watchful on the trading day tomorrow. So that's all we have for today. Appreciate you guys watching. Continue to subscribe and like these videos. Stay profitable, and I'll talk to you guys later.